Well, another Hearts of Iron 4 DLC has come and gone, and once again, we have not received an update to the good old US of A. This is, of course, unacceptable, especially since today is July 4th on the 250th anniversary of America's independence. I cannot allow this to stand. So, Paradox, you are forcing me to dig into powers better left alone. I'm gonna have to return to the modding scene. Fortunately, I already have a solution in mind. There's a mod out there called USA Rework, and it adds a stupid number of alternate focus trees for the USA. And some of them get a little bit wild, not gonna lie. For us, it all starts with a simple decision. Are we going to affirm the New Deal, or are we going to reject it and reorganize the America First movement? And I think you all know what I'm gonna choose here, because this is gonna lead to the most wacky ahistorical options you've ever seen. And while this will kick off a massive reorganization of the American political system, you may notice a few other things. Namely, we are still a terrible, undisturbed, isolationist, disarmed nation. We also appear to be getting influenced by a few very iconic companies. I wonder what that could possibly mean. We'll come back to that though. Today, thousands have gathered in a rally for the recently formed America First Committee, where it was announced the committee has reorganized into the First Galactic Empire. No, sorry, the formal political party to contest in the 1936 presidential election. FDR says, "This sucks. What a bunch of radical rabble-rousers." But like really, this is mostly just anti-interventionalists. Don't worry, the scary stuff happens later. Mostly this is gonna hurt my stability and start building up some support for the unaligned. And now we just kind of sit back and wait for a minute, because until the election, there's like nothing I can do. Getting close though, the Republicans are making their nomination. Doesn't really matter. I have no intention of using any of them. Finally, all right, election happens in 1936. Now we could say that the America First Party wins in an unexpected result, or we could intentionally have a gridlock. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We are now unable to select a president at all. Is this even a thing? Apparently writing started, that's not good. But MacArthur has a plan. Ah, right, of course. Destroy democracy. Or say, no, that's ridiculous. That'd be the downfall of our republic. I mean, yeah, we're already fracturing into civil war, but this is fine. So Congress declares a national emergency and martial law, to which I say, it's those friggin' socialists. They're screwing everything up again. Because, you know, this is just like the classic American response. Whenever something's wrong, it's probably the commies' fault. Yes, I know socialism and communism are the same thing. Shush. So now Congress passes the Emergency Powers Act. Now I'm creating the First Galactic Empire. Sorry, I know I just can't help myself. All right. So now John Nance Garner becomes the leader of the non-aligned party. Fun. There has been a congressional coup as Congress, literally just takes over the government. I get a rather concerning new flag, and there's still nothing to do while I sit around and wait. Oh, good, Hawaii and Puerto Rico have declared independence from me. And now the UK seizes the Panama Canal, and Canada steals Alaska. Oh god, it's Plague Inc. all over again. Japan takes a bunch of islands. Ugh, everything's falling apart. And the militias are now mobilizing. I think you all know where this is going. On the plus side, we do get war economy and limited conscription law. I mean, that's something nice, yeah. A little bit less so that we now have a civil war. Fortunately, I have a bunch of cavalry trained up for this exact moment. Get in there, grab their capitals. We'll see just how quickly we can take these guys out, if at all, because, oh boy, this is gonna have to be fast, man. Okay, we got Chicago. That was fairly quick, thank you. We'll get some emergency guns. This is the South, after all. I got plenty to hand out to my boys. We're pretty close to winning already. If I can just get around to, Boston and stuff, they might actually fall. Would help if I had actually grabbed San Francisco, but I, died on the way, apparently. It's really hard to beat California. There we go. All right, the progressive states of America. No. That was a really splendid little civil war. I barely lost any millions of people. Of course, this causes me a few new problems. We've got a post-Civil War problem. Back to a civilian economy and everything. Why? Why must we regress so? Whatever. I didn't get to mobilize the nation or get some emergency factory conversions. We were too fast, but it's okay. We'll just go ahead and declare victory, which will allow us to finally begin the reconstruction effort. Which means now we can finally access all of the American economy options here, getting me some political power, construction speed, research slots, slots? Wait a minute, I can get one here and one down here. I can have 6 slots? Wow. We could also ask a question of leadership. I mean, we kind of just fought this civil war. I think we need to make some decisions. Who's the proper head of state? Do we allow Garner to remain in charge? I mean, he's been capable enough, yes? Or perhaps we take something unexpected, a return to the older ways. A kingdom arises. Yes, you can in fact go a monarchist route as the United States in this mod, which in and of itself is a little wild. I hereby declare this to be Yes King's Day. And amazingly, Americans are like all for this. The United Monarchists of America already have like 85% control. I mean, like, we really like the idea of a king. The real question is, who should be the king? Do we want to have a British monarch, a German monarch, or a good old-fashioned American boy? And of course, what we choose would have dramatic impacts on what our long-term plans would be. We could, for example, try to create an Anglo-American empire, or a new German-American Kaiserreich, or just conquer all of North and South America and create the American Empire, which is pretty cool too. And for the sake of it, I will choose an American monarch, which gives us even more options. Do we need a descendant of Mr. Washington himself or the Kennedys? I don't know. I mean, let's just go for Mr. Washington himself. So there we go. We have officially established the United Kingdom of America. And none other than Robert I is now our king. Nice flag, by the way. I like the little crown. It's cool. Now, you might think this in and of itself is a pretty cool achievement and we're done here, but no, not at all. The Republican and Democratic parties have united, something I never thought could ever happen, and they're going to be an opposition power against us. This gives us a new option. We can crush the opposition, because of course we can, which has the added benefit of removing our unpopularity, which was currently dragging down a few factors for us. Turns out, if you want to be popular, just, like, kill all your enemies. Then there's no one left to oppose you. And this presents us with another little choice. We could stick with the Constitution and be a proper constitutional monarchy. Or we could say, no, all power to the king. This is gonna anger a lot of the country, but I mean, like, yeah, it's fine. On the plus side, now we pretty much never have to worry about having a proper majority in Congress. It's almost like I am the Senate. This may cause some new strife for us. The Sons of Liberty is a new political group in Boston, and they want to return to small government capitalist policies. A sort of tea party, if you will. Of course, our king has nothing to worry about, surely. They are kind of starting to grow a little bit, though, getting bigger and bigger. It's almost like Americans really don't like kings or something. Which, like, the exit poll data says that's certainly not true, at 100% monarchist control, but, I mean, yeah, okay. Uh-oh. The Sons of Liberty have met up in Providence, Rhode Island, and signed the Providence Proclamation to overthrow the government. Oh, America, never change. So we could take action against them, or I could unlock some liberation from tyranny decisions. And I think you all know I'm gonna go down this route. We can now expand the rebellion into Massachusetts, into Connecticut, and then New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and so on and so forth. All we need to do is take 15 states under our control and then get all the way down to the capital of Washington, D.C., which, by the way, in this mod is actually its own individual territory. In fact, every American state is actually its own state, which is interesting. The rioters have taken the capital, a great victory for the Sons of Liberty. So now all I gotta do is just overthrow the monarchy. That's fine. In fact, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. We have arrested the king. The monarchy that we just set up is no more. The Sons of Liberty have formed a government in Boston and declared the Free States of America, which has brought us to this really, really ugly yellow color, but I think it's intended to be literally the Don't Tread on Me flag. Oh god. Dude, we are gonna get some comments in this video, I am just saying. Anyway, now we can go down a whole new little tree over here. Something unique. Libertarian America. So this gives us some weird little rules here, by the way. We can declare war on a country with the same ideology group without a war goal. That seems a little bit weird, doesn't it? Like, I guess we are considered to be democratic, even if it is the color of lemonade. I'm not sure if this means we can now declare war on, like, the UK. It says no, but that's kind of a weird little factor, isn't it? Anyway, let's do what libertarians love doing. Deregulating the banking sector. Oh, but this does still leave us with a small monarchist problem. I mean, we did place him under arrest. It's not like we executed them or anything. So I suppose we need to decide what to do. Do we exile them? Do I let them rot in jail? I guess we could just exile them. Seems like the better way to go. Get rid of them. We are exercising our libertarian right to voluntary association and withdrawing it from you. So where should we send the monarch? Where do we want to destabilize people? Oh, that's a funny question. Too bad I can't send them to, like, the Soviet Union just to screw with them. That'd be very funny. I'm gonna send them to Japan, because this does also give me an attack and defense bonus against them, and I can just envision that's gonna be useful someday. Also, destabilizing them is funny. Anyway, with that nonsense dealt with, we have a few options here. We could, of course, build upon our libertarian principles with state rights, enshrining the Second Amendment, reinforcing free trade, and the all-important non-aggression principle. This is ironic, because I absolutely plan on being very aggressive. We do need to decide what we want to do with the remaining Democratic Republicans. Do we denounce these autocrats? Which I'm not totally sure how that counts exactly. They also were fighting against the monarchy. Or do we retain some of them, like Mr. Garner? We can maybe redeem some of the conservatives. Maybe a few of them. So what is the future of the Sons? Well, we could decide if we want to unify under one singular leader, or we could say, nah, the kind of decentralized councils are working out just fine. Kind of just depends on if we want to go at it alone, or if we want to unite against totalitarianism and join the Allies once again. And I'm kind of a lone wolf guy, so we're gonna keep the current system. Which means we've kind of rejected the libertarian capitalist wing and decided to become more of like an anarcho-libertarians. Which, if this is starting to sound a little bit like anarchist Spain, yeah, it's gone in that direction, all right. Of course, this does lead to the age-old question, how would we enforce the non-aggressive principle if we become actually anarcho-capitalists? Let's be honest, it's gonna be a lot more fun to say, screw it, we're anarcho-capitalist, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. For true freedom! Long live the revolution! This tanks my stability, and it will never get better. I hope you don't want it. So now I mostly get to play the game as semi-normal. I mean, yeah, we've got a whole lot more to do in the focus tree, but this is going to lead to something here called freedom at all costs, which will allow me to justify against anyone, including people who have not created world tension, so we're not very democratic in that way. Then we can create some free states, we can spread liberty with a greatly reduced justify war goal time, and eventually form a whole new tag. We are about to begin, quite literally, a libertarian crusade against the world. Let's see if we can't get maybe our former states back. Hawaii and Puerto Rico, they belong with the free states, obviously. I'd also like my stolen land back, please. I'll improve relations with you. Hawaii says no, they don't want to be here. Neither does Puerto Rico. Really? You don't want this libertarian utopia? What's wrong with you people? Don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everyone wants this. Probably should have improved relations with them first, if I'm honest. Oh well. Looks like Canada gave back Alaska, though. That's nice. But the UK says they want that Panama Canal. Oh, you just want the tolls. Britannia rules the frickin' waves. I'll show you who rules the waves. And World War II just began. Have fun with that, guys. I think it might be time to start spreading the crusade a little bit. Poland's already gone. Well, that didn't take long. Now, while we build up our military and start antagonizing our neighbors, I did say that, there's a couple interesting features here, like, let's say, Coca-Cola, Disney, and Ford being in our national spirits. There are entire pathways in the national focus tree where you could literally become a corporatist state and let one of them rule the country. Yes, that does mean that you can make Walt Disney the leader of America. I am not kidding. My question is, how is world tension only at 39%? The world is literally at war, and somehow we're only at 39% world tension. This doesn't make any sense. Mexico nationalized their oil. You're telling me that the state has taken someone else's private property? Ridiculous! That, my friend, is all the excuse I need to put you in your place and topple your sham of a democracy. And these guys are not gonna last very long at all. Okay. Well, Mexico, don't take other people's property. It's a harsh lesson, I know, but it's one that everyone has to learn eventually. Question, by the way, Why am I fighting the UK? Wait a minute. Did Mexico join the Allies at the last... Oh, I think they did. I do indeed think they did. Well, my flag ain't for nothing. Don't tread on me, boyos. You're all dead now. Like, really? You've got the Germans on one side and you decided to protect Mexico? Of all people? Really? There we go. I've got tanks, though. I was kind of prepared for things like this. So, we should be able to push all the way over to Montreal and Ottawa and finish them off. I love how the entirety of the Allies have decided, like, I'm the threat. I mean, yeah, sure, the German Reich is literally running over everything here in Europe, but no! The Libertarians are the problem, obviously. Okay, Canada is finally down. That took way longer than it should have, but I'm not quite at the stage of the game where I can ignore supply yet. Especially when you've got all of the allies fighting me here. Like, literally, they've abandoned Europe. It's purely about fighting me. You're so vain. I bet you think this war is about you. Yes, I do, actually. You're kind of proving it. About to start landing here in Scotland in force. Hello, British. I'm here to have some fun. Yep, I think these guys are going to end up collapsing. They've been fighting too many fronts. There we go. All right, with the UK down, the Allies are finished, and I can finally breathe. That took way too long. I just, I hate fighting in Canada. Hate it. At the end of the day, I do think that Germany got away with a pretty good deal there. Took a lot of key territory of things that I wanted. But we do get to the American Britain, which, again, being July 4th today, this just feels like a little bit of a kick in the teeth, but that's okay. Something that just occurred to me, look at what's going on over here in Asia. China's fine. What the heck is going on with Japan? Wait a minute, what? What? The American monarchy in exile took over Japan? Robert I, I think we might need to do a personal union of sorts. Let's bring Japan into the fold. This is my strategy. I'm going to simply start sending the king to subvert and take over every nation in the world. It's brilliant. No, but seriously, if we're going to be making our push against the Axis at some point, it's going to have to be pretty soon. Germany's now fighting against the Soviet Union. And whenever it comes to giant land empires, the number one rule, if I've learned anything from Sarah Payne, is that you do not have multi-front land wars. So we need to start another one over here, and soon. Oh, and the monarchy just declared war on me. Well, thanks for that. Not Japan. That was kind. I will say I'm really enjoying having 6 research slots. It means that I'm able to stay on top of a lot of different things really quickly. But overall, do I feel like the Free States of America is especially strong compared to, like, normal America? Honestly, no, not really. Part of the issue is honestly just the focus tree itself. Like, I'm able to do a lot, but so much of this focus tree is event-focused, which kind of took away, I mean, I guess a bit of my agency. Yeah, I had to make decisions at every point, but like I missed out on all this extra like stability and political power and all that stuff, and I had to sit around doing things I don't want to do. And I'm not actually a really big fan of that in particular. Plus, once I get down things like the war economy, it turns out there's not actually that much to do. And what I'm really just going to do from here on out is give myself a ton of civilian factories, which I don't need because I already have like 500 factories. So I don't know, there's something about this focus tree that's, there's so many impressive options, and the fact I can do this is hilarious, but at the same time, I feel like the rest of the options just aren't quite as strong as I would like it to be. Still, it is funny to be able to actually do things with libertarianism. Speaking of which, what we could do is actually create like some free states, that is to say, force them to become libertarians. I mean, yeah, could do that. For kicks and giggles, let's just go ahead and set libertarianism in India and, I don't know, maybe in, like, Britain or something. And France, just for the heck of it. Liberty, equality, fraternity, frick the rest of that, just liberty. Yeah, sure enough, Britain now has the don't tread on me snake. Brilliant. How are the Germans doing? They're pushing toward Moscow, haven't even made it to Leningrad yet, which I think is a very good sign. So now might be a good time to go ahead and justify and make our push. And fortunately, since they took the Panama Canal, this won't even take me very long at all. So here goes nothing. Unsurprisingly, they were completely unprepared over here, so now I get to flood some troops over, and the Germans are completely, totally in disarray as I capture the rest of France. Good. I'll go ahead and justify on Vichy France as well, just for the heck of it. And basically, I don't see any reason not to just keep pushing until I come to some resistance, which so far is just not happening. Starting to run into some resistance now. Looks like I'm still able to push through. If I can swing around the south and start cutting out some of the industrial heartland, that's an easy way to go. Okay, Vichy France is about to go down. I'm starting to make a big push down here through Belgium and the lower countries. Like that. Let's see if we can't cut them off. There we go. Easy. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of Italians and Germans who are taken down here. How are we looking so far? I've lost 400,000 men, which is a lot, I admit, but I've managed to kill like 1.3 million. And I'm not really even trying, if I'm honest. I'm just kind of like letting it play out. Should I do that? No, absolutely not, but I'm lazy. If I'm honest, the only reason I'm even struggling at all right now is because I don't have air superiority. That's it. The Germans built a lot of planes, and it's been working out well for them, I'm not gonna lie. We've got Berlin. That's good. Starting to break through the Alps bit by bit. I know this is inefficient, but it's okay. So we're about to clean up the rest of the pockets over here around Germany. They are falling here in Italy. Mussolini has been deposed, unsurprising, which breaks them into a new kingdom. Good lord, Germany, just capitulate already. You've lost like all your mainland. Really don't feel like I'm asking too much here. Finally! Oh my god. Alrighty. That took forever, and the Soviet Union gets the bulk of the war score. Oh good, my favorite, my absolute favorite. Once again, I think that the Soviets come out of that looking fairly strong, but at least we got the majority of Germany, plus the Italian lands, the Benelux region, and all of Denmark, Norway, etc. So it's pretty much the West versus the East, again. So what does this ultimately leave me with? Well, I still have to end up fighting against Japan, or rather the exiled monarchy, because reasons, and also, I mean, the classic showdown between freedom and the communists. I think y'all know we need to make that happen. So we'll go ahead and reposition literally everything. And while I get that set up, a couple things I haven't pointed out here. We can now invite our puppets to just straight out integrate into our nation for only 100 PP. That's not too bad. Also, we can technically core like every single state, which is very, very political power intensive, but if we want to have like 10 million manpower, that is a thing that we'd be able to do. Is that even slightly worth it? Probably not, but we could. There's one big encirclement. Okay, so far the Soviets are crumbling before me. A few really good encirclements using all their little buffer states, and all of a sudden, boom, everything collapses. And they don't actually have much on the front line anymore, so as long as I can pull all the way through here in like Bulgaria and stuff, they'll fall apart very quickly, I think. So it should just be a matter of a really nasty long march, because it's not like I built up a good spy network or anything. Which, like, to be fair, my fault. But as a libertarian, it just didn't feel appropriate to be violating their right to privacy, you know? I honestly am thinking I might have entrapped almost their entire army. Except for whatever they've got in Africa, I suppose. Which, like, you can have that. I don't even care. Oh, and India. They took all my territory in India. That's fine, though. Who cares? Just a little more. Is that it? Yep, there it goes. Boom! Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I think we're doing a pretty good job of this so far, this whole crusade thing. Trust me, Russia, you're gonna love libertarianism. I mean, what do you have to lose at this point, you know? You never gave true freedom a chance. Just to make this a little bit easier, let's go ahead and conquer Korea, since they have no friends. Don't anticipate this to be very difficult, and that'll give me an easy landing ground. Okay, let's see what happens if I launch a whole mess of tanks over here. Hopefully something good. Just gonna grab a port or two and we're set. Got it. Now, it really should be as simple as just letting my tanks do their thing. To be honest, I don't even need any infantry. That's how weak Japan is. Yeah, Robert the First, I'm not really sure what you were doing trying to lead this nation, but I think you may have whiffed it. And there we go. That is as easy as it gets. And that is my new libertarian, empire, question mark? I mean, sure, there's a lot more to do, and I haven't even gotten close to, like, coring all the stuff that I could, though I have a lot more political power to work with now. But yeah, kind of like anarcho-communist Spain, you really can spread your influence all over the dang place, which feels pretty nice. I think the big downside is anarchist Spain gets, like, the ability to declare war on kind of everyone in the world. I still had to justify goals all the time, which is why I didn't make as much progress in South America, because at some point it just became an absolute pain in the patootie. Still, I feel pretty good about this, you know? I think we've managed to introduce a new and unprecedented level of anarcho-libertarian order into the world. Or lack thereof, I guess. I don't know, anarchism's weird. It's powerful, it's fun, it's memey, but I'm willing to bet that there are probably stronger options for a very united and centralized United States instead. But you know something? Paradox, if you don't like it, then maybe you should just go ahead and release a freaking rework for the USA already. Been waiting for it for years. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and thank you for, of course, hitting that thumbs up button. It is very much appreciated. And America, happy 250th birthday. Here's to another 250 years. Don't screw this up, please.